Here we go again, another deadlift PR. This is the second deadlift PR in 2 weeks. After not having a PR, what was it? Many days, like 1,000 days or something like that. I forget exactly now. I mentioned it in the previous video. This PR is a little bit different though. I started lifting and a friend in the gym came up and he was like, dude, why aren't you lifting with the deadlift bar? So sometime during this week, one of the personal trainers in the gym brought his own deadlift bar, Ohio deadlift bar, to the gym. And we were kind of talking about messing around with it. And I said, like, next time I deadlift, I'm going to use this bar. Completely forgot. Squatted today, got into the deadlift, and I got to 2 plates. And one of the fellas was like, what are you doing, dude? Get the deadlift bar. I was like, oh, of course, let's get it. So we get the deadlift bar. I have never touched a deadlift bar before. Never deadlifted with it. First impressions, it feels smaller in the hand. It feels very, very aggressive knurling. And obviously it's more whippy. Now, I've lifted in a bunch of different bars. I've got myself a few different bars. I've got a 32 millimeter bar that doesn't bloody bend at all. I've also got an Ohio power bar that also has very minimal bend. Then I also have a weightlifting bar which has a bit more bend, but nothing like the deadlift bar. This bar truly bends. For somebody like me who struggles off the floor, any bit of movement in that bar is just inspirational. That's kind of what I felt. Is just inspirational in the sense that you feel like you are getting somewhere. There's nothing worse, at least for me, when you're deadlifting and you're giving all of your power into the bar and you're not even moving. Nothing's moving. The bar's not bending. The plates are not leaving the ground, and you quickly lose power, spiritual power. You completely lose belief that this isn't going to go anywhere. Sometimes you need a little bit of patience for that thing to break the floor. This deadlift bar gives you that patience. It almost kind of instills that patience in you because you feel like there's something happening. There's something happening. I'm bending the bar, and all of a sudden the plates start to leave the floor. So it's not as rough on the body as a completely stiff bar. And because of that, I think I got the 275 PR today. Now, have I gotten stronger in 2 weeks? Probably not. I think this is just a function of the bar. Now, I don't know what people out there, in terms of differences between a deadlift bar and a normal bar. But this felt freaking amazing. My weakness of the floor didn't feel like a weakness of the floor. I felt good from the moment I started giving power into it. I quickly learned, I think it was by the time I hit 220 kilos, that I can't be too aggressive with the bar. Because if you deadlift like normal and you give everything, the bar will bend and it will almost like ricochet down again. So there's like an up and down movement before you break the plates off the ground. So you need to kind of bleed the power into the bar slowly, because you don't want to have that, I don't know what the term is, that vibration in the bar. You don't want the plates to be bouncing up and down on the way up. So I think it was the 220 pull that I felt like, damn, okay, so I can't go as fast with the deadlift bar. I need to kind of like slowly put the power into it. So, there's no, I want to say ricochet. I don't know what the proper term is, that bouncing up and down of the bar. Incredible feeling. I did 240 and I was talking to my mate there and he was like, he was basically saying, do 260 and then go from there. And I was like, man, but that's kind of too close to my PR. And the 240 felt really good. Let me just put on 275 and see how it goes, whatever. And it felt amazing. And the way it made me feel like was, 280 was available there as well. But, always, in retrospect, when there's a successful lift, you always kind of feel like you had more in the tank, but it might not be the case at all. Overall, incredible. Another thing which put a smile on my face was that in the background of these training videos, in the background of my training, I've mentioned it here and there, but I am actively training my grip. Actively. Like I'm talking about twice a week, I'm doing farmer's carry. I'm doing like 50 steps, 30 steps with various different weights. 50 kilo dumbbells down to 20 kilo dumbbells. I'm just mixing it every session. Go for long distance, like 100 steps, down to 30 or 40 or 50 steps, depending on the dumbbells I'm using. And I've been like smashing my forearms. So I've kind of been, every time I've deadlifted, I've kind of been using that double overhand grip, kind of like a tester and almost like a training of, very, very heavy forearm work. Today, with this deadlift bar, I was able to deadlift 180 kilos with a double overhand grip. I was in disbelief. When that happened, I was like, damn, okay, this bar is special. The other thing that I forgot to mention about this bar is that it doesn't roll. There's no roll. So its collars, its sleeves are very, I don't know what the word is, very not spinny. I don't have the freaking word for it. They're not ball bearing. They're kind of like I don't know what the term is. Some of you guys will say it's not the ball bearing. They don't spin like an ollie bar. So because there's no spin, when you're doing a double overhand grip like I did there, the bar doesn't spin with it. At least that's kind of what it felt like. The weights were not spinning. So it made it possible, made it more available for me to pull this thing off the ground. That, and also the knurling, and also the fact that I think the bar is actually, 28 millimeters. So it's kind of like, it's not as fat. It's definitely skinnier bar. So unbelievable. I know I've been kind of lifting for 10 years and this is the first time I've touched the deadlift bar. This feels freaking amazing. Absolutely amazing. And it just goes to show that, there is certain equipment out there which definitely makes training better. This is something that my thick skull has refused for a long time. The ollie shoes, the belts, the different bars, there's many more bars out there that will train certain parts of the lift in a different way and force you to behave in a certain way. And basically have you overload the part of the movement that you haven't been overloading because of you're using another piece of equipment. So I think part of my mentality with this variation business that I'm doing, constantly swapping and changing the accessories and whatever, I think, buying a deadlift bar for home would be amazing. Even though I don't do a lot of deadlifting at home, it's a great experience. I'm grateful for that personal trainer fellow that brought this thing in. Incredible experience. Very, very good, and just kind of reinforces my beliefs that when there is a little bit of bend in the bar, when there's a little bit of help off the floor in the deadlift, man, I'm like so much better at deadlifting. The floor is my trouble. So here's this deadlift. Like belief throughout the whole thing. And on the way down, I decided to control it. This makes me feel good that I was able to control it on the way down. So that eccentric, I actually got a cramp in the left foot there at the end. That eccentric portion of the lift made me believe like, damn, maybe I have gotten stronger because that eccentric is so good on me, man. Oh my God, like I'm so good. Like, so I can control the weight. It's just that initial break off the floor. That's my trouble. And I just got to continue fighting that. So quads, upper back. I'm rowing like there's no tomorrow. Underhand, overhand, doing lots and lots of sets, really trying to develop that upper back. Also the farmer's carry, I'm doing that as well for the grip. And also, farmer's carry does freaking everything, man. Let's be honest. It does absolutely everything. The only bad thing about farmer's carry is that you get in people's way in the gym. And I definitely feel, almost like people are frustrated when I'm walking around, especially when it's peak hour. Like there's no space in this gym. But regardless of that, it is a very beneficial, such a basic movement. That I think is also targeting my upper back a little bit and obviously the grip as well. So yeah, in 2 weeks, 2 deadlift PRs after not bloody setting it for 2.5 years. So there you go. I'm in a groove right now. I've got a lot of things happening positive for the deadlift. The squat is not feeling as best as it has been like a month ago, but now that the deadlift is feeling good, let's just focus on the deadlift and get this thing keep going until it stops. And when it stops, I'll swap the accessories around again. Maybe I'll go to pull-ups or something, but right now, the current formula of the training that I'm doing right now is working really well, and I'm not changing anything. Kind of like the bench press. I changed it only after it stopped working, and that's the way my mindset is right now. Like always, guys, I appreciate you, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace out.